Welcome to our podcast. I am Lisa.
And I am Eric. If you want to improve your English, this podcast is perfect for you.
So, let's get started and make English learning easy. What are the words today, Eric?
The first word today is cruel. Then we will continue with to brag and take part in something. Then lead to something. And the final one is beat around the bush. The first word is cruel.
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 Cruel means very unkind and causing pain or suffering to others on purpose.
That's right, Lisa. When someone is cruel, they do things that hurt other people or animals, and they don't care about the pain they cause. Let's give some examples to help our listeners understand better.
Here's an example. It is cruel to laugh at someone when they are sad. It means that making fun of someone who is feeling sad is very unkind and hurtful.
Good example. Here's mine. It's cruel to leave a dog outside in very cold weather. It means that leaving a dog in the cold is very unkind and can cause the dog to suffer, which is not right.
Good example, Eric.
Now, let's talk a bit about the grammar. Cruel is an adjective, so it describes a noun. We often use to after cruel to show who or what is affected. For example, cruel to animals, or cruel to each other.
Yes, that's important to remember. Now, let's use cruel in a short dialogue.
Hey, Sarah, did you hear about the new rules at the animal shelter?
No, Tom. What's happening?
They're going to punish people who are cruel to animals.
Being cruel to animals is terrible. What kind of punishment will they get?
I'm not sure, but I hope it stops people from being cruel to helpless animals.
Me too. No one should be cruel to any living thing.
That was a good dialogue, Lisa.
Yes, it does. Eric, have you ever seen someone being cruel?
Unfortunately, yes, Lisa. Once I saw a group of kids being cruel to a cat. They were throwing stones at it.
Oh no, that's terrible. What did you do?
I told them to stop and explained why it was cruel. Then I helped the cat find a safe place.
That was kind of you, Eric. It's important to speak up when we see cruel behavior.
You're right, Lisa. It's important for our listeners to know that we can use cruel to describe people, actions, or situations.
Good point, Eric. And we often use cruel to when talking about who or what is affected. For example, he was cruel to his little sister.
I think our listeners now understand what cruel means and why it's so important to be kind instead.
Yes, I agree. They can use this word to describe very unkind actions or people, but let's hope they don't see cruelty often.
Absolutely, Lisa. Kindness is always better than cruelty.
Well said, Eric. Shall we move on to our next word?
Let's do that. We've explained cruel well, and our listeners are ready for a new word to learn. Okay, the next word is to brag.
To brag.
To brag. To brag means to talk proudly about your success or possessions in a way that makes other people feel impressed or jealous.
Got it. Can you give us an example sentence using to brag?
Sure, here's an example. My friend always brags about his new car and how much it costs. It means that my friend is talking proudly about his new car and how expensive it is in a way that makes other people feel impressed or jealous.
Okay, that makes sense. Now let me give another example sentence. She brags about her perfect grades, but she never helps anyone else in the class. It means that she talks proudly about her good grades, but she doesn't help her classmates who might be struggling.
It's a great example. One thing to note is that to brag is usually used with the preposition about. Someone brag about something.
Good point. All right, let's move on to a sample dialogue using the word to brag.
Did you hear that? John got a new job at a big tech company?
Yeah, I did. He's been bragging about it non-stop on social media.
I know, it's so annoying. He acts like he's the only one who's ever gotten a good job.
Exactly. He needs to learn that. Not everyone wants to hear him brag all the time.
Totally. I'm happy for him, but he could be a little more humble about it.
Okay, that's a useful example of using to brag in a conversation. Let's talk about the dialogue.
The dialogue really showed how to brag can make others feel annoyed. What do you think about people who brag a lot, Lisa?
Well, I think it's fine to be proud of your achievements. But you have to be careful not to make others feel bad or left out. Bragging too much can be really annoying sometimes.
Definitely. It's all about finding the right balance between being proud of yourself and not appearing arrogant. The most proper approach is to celebrate your achievements without making others feel disturbed.
Exactly. I think the key is to be humble and grateful instead of bragging. Know your achievements, but don't talk about them all the time.
Absolutely. Okay, I think we've covered the word to brag pretty well in this episode.
Great job, Eric. Let's move on to the next one.
Thanks, Lisa. Okay, the next word is take part in something.
Take part in something.
Take part in is a phrasal verb. It means to be involved in an activity or event with other people. When we take part in something, we join or participate in it. For example, many students took part in the school play. This means that many students were involved in the play.
Good example. Here's mine. I like to take part in community events. It means that I enjoy joining and being involved in activities that happen in my community.
Now, let's use take part in a short dialogue.
Hi, Emma. Are you free this Saturday?
I'm not sure, Jack. Why do you ask?
There's a charity run in the park. I was wondering if you'd like to take part in it with me.
That sounds fun. I've never taken part in a charity run before. What do I need to do?
Just bring comfortable clothes and shoes. Anyone can take part in the run, even if they're not fast runners.
That was a nice dialogue, Lisa. It shows how we use take part in to talk about joining activities.
Yes, it does. Eric, what kinds of activities do you like to take part in?
I enjoy taking part in sports events. Last month, I took part in a local soccer tournament. How about you?
That sounds fun. I like to take part in cooking classes. I took part in a baking class last week and learned to make bread.
That's interesting. It's important for our listeners to know that we usually use a noun or noun phrase. For example, take part in a race or take part in the discussion.
So our listeners can use this phrase for many different situations?
Exactly. It's a very useful phrase for talking about joining any kind of activity.
I think taking part in things is a great way to meet new people and learn new skills. Don't you agree, Eric?
Absolutely, Lisa. Taking part in activities helps us make friends and try new experiences.
Well, I think our listeners now have a good understanding of how to use take part in correctly. Shall we move on to our next word?
Yes, we've covered take part in well, and our listeners are ready for the next challenge. The next word is lead to something.
Lead to something.
Lead to something.
Lead to something means to cause something to happen or to result in something. It is often used to show that one thing causes another thing.
Yes, and it's important to note that lead is followed by the preposition to. Now, let's look at some example sentences.
I'll go first. Here is the first example sentence. Eating too much sugar can lead to health problems. It means that eating a lot of sugar can cause you to have problems with your health.
Now, I'll give another example. Studying hard can lead to good grades. It means that if you study a lot, you can get good grades in school.
Now, let's move on to a short dialogue that includes this phrase.
Hi, Mary. Did you know that exercising regularly can lead to a longer life?
Really? How does that work?
Well, exercising can lead to better health, and better health can lead to a longer life.
That makes sense. I should start exercising more often.
That was a good example dialogue. Now, let's talk about it. Eric, do you think exercising regularly is important?
Yes, I do. Exercising can lead to many positive things, like better health and more energy.
I agree. Exercise can lead to a happier life because when you are healthy, you feel good. Do you exercise regularly, Eric?
Yes, I try to exercise at least 3 times a week. It helps me stay fit. How about you, Lisa?
I also try to exercise regularly. I usually go for a run in the morning. Running helps me start my day with energy.
That's great. So we both know that exercising can lead to good things. Is there anything else you think can lead to a happier life?
I think spending time with family and friends can lead to happiness. When you are with people you love, you feel happy. What do you think, Eric?
I agree. Having good relationships with family and friends can lead to a lot of joy and support in life.
So, to summarize, lead to something means to cause something to happen. For example, exercising can lead to better health, and his actions could lead to him losing his job.
That's right. And remember, lead is followed by the preposition to.
Well, let's move on to our last word today. What's the last word, Eric?
The last word of today is beat around the bush.
Beat around the bush.
Beat around the bush means to avoid talking about something directly. Instead of saying what you really want to say, you talk about other things. It is an idiom, which means the words together have a special meaning. Now, let's look at some example sentences. Don't beat around the bush and tell me what you want. It means that someone should stop avoiding the main topic and say what they really mean.
Now, I'll give another example. When asked about the problem, he just beat around the bush. It means that he did not give a direct answer to the question about the problem.
Let's move on to a short dialogue that includes this phrase.
Tom, do you like my new dress?
Well, it's very, interesting.
Stop beating around the bush, Tom. Do you like it or not?
Okay, I don't really like it. I think another color would suit you better.
That was a good example of dialogue. Now, let's talk about it. Eric, do you think it's always good to be direct?
Not always. Being direct can be good, but sometimes it's better to be gentle with our words. How do you feel about that, Lisa?
I think it depends on the situation. In some cases, being direct can help solve problems quickly. In other cases, it might be better to beat around the bush a little to be kind.
Yes, that's true. So we both agree that beat around the bush means to avoid saying something directly. It can be useful in some situations, but not always the best approach.
That's right. And remember, beat around the bush is an idiom, so the words together have a special meaning.
Well, we have reached the end of our podcast. We hope you have learned new words.
Thank you for listening to our podcast.
Don't forget to subscribe and like our videos. See you next time.
Bye-bye.